bonjour dickheads. Welcome to another episode of my live podcast, Fuck the Wall, which is normally every Monday at 9 p.m. French time. Today is Wednesday, 9 p.m. It's Wednesday the 20th of December. And the reason I couldn't do it on Monday was because I was busy. I'll tell you all about it in a second. But thanks for being here. Thanks for how many of you are there? There's 128 of you live, which is enough to have a good fucking party and a good time. All right. Shout out to those of you who only listen to this in your ears without the visuals. Viola, who I was speaking to a minute ago, apparently is one of those only listeners that somehow made it on a Wednesday. There we go. So cheers, everyone. I'm going to open a beer that my lovely wife got for me. It's called Blue Coast Brasserie Artisanale. It is sans alcool. It's Lipa, whatever that means. I don't know if that's a mistake where it should be Le IPA, genre l'IPA, or whether it's Lipa. I don't know what Lipa stands for. Une bière artisanale, sans alcool, plein de goût et caractère à déguster toute occasion. Well, this is... Une bière locale artisanale. Oh, local IPA. That's why it's an LIPA. Okay. Cheers, everyone. Santé. It's all right. I say that with every non-alcoholic beer. It's all right. How are you, everyone? How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing all right. Listen, it's been 10 days since we last spoke, and what a 10 days it's been. I'll just go over some of the highlights, and then if you want any more details, you can ask me in the questions since this is live. I've done a whole bunch of interviews with real media because now they're starting to get interested in me doing this final show at Le Zénith on the 6th of January. So who did we have? We had RTBF for Belgium, France 24, RFI, Énergie, France 3, Le JT, the news on France 3. What else did we have? We had... France Inter, we had Rire et Chanson. France Bleu Nation. Hold on, was that yesterday? Why is that interview today? What? No, that was yesterday. Tomorrow. Doesn't matter. A bunch of interviews. What else? Also, my Belgian tour. I did a show in Liège on Thursday. Went great. I did a double show in Belgium, in Brussels, on Friday, which we also filmed. And if you hang around after this live and you're part of Patreon, then I will show you some of the first images of the filming of the show that we did on Friday, double show in Brussels. Saturday morning, I woke up to go play football. Oh, he's getting a bit sporty, Mr. Taylor. I went and played a five-a-side football match with some Belgian comedians, invited by Fanny Rouillet, who is a Belgian comedian. She got me hooked up with the other Belgian comedians, and we managed to go out and do pretty well for an hour and a half on Saturday. Then I did the show in Lille on Saturday, came back on Sunday, and what else did I do on Sunday? I feel like something else. Oh, I did France Inter on Sunday when I got back from the show in Lille. France Inter, one of the biggest medias in France. I was live on France Inter for their Sunday night primetime show with Charlene. And the whole group. That was amazing. Then on Monday, I had a sports journalist called Darren Tullett, mate. Do you know what I mean? From England, did his podcast. Also, was live on stage at the Apollo for Rire et Chanson, live on French radio. It is a comedy thing. And then yesterday, we were in Nancy for the final ever Bisous Bye bilingual show on tour was in Nancy before Le Zénith on the 6th of January. So now I have 2.5 weeks of not doing stand-up, still working during the period, having interviews all day tomorrow. And I've got some stuff to edit, some stuff to subtitle in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that was basically what was going on yesterday. So let me know what questions you have. If you have any questions about those dates that I did, I'd love to find out. Sunny Rainbow apparently was in Liège. Mais les personnes qui avaient des pancartes sont-elles ici? Oh, okay. So Amelie's referring to the show yesterday in Nancy, right? The show yesterday in Nancy was a great final show. It was fun. in the audience, I knew somebody's mum in the sense of a couple of years ago, I had a collaboration with Citadel Gin. Do I have one of their bottles here? No, I don't. Anyway, Citadel Gin, a French gin company, became friends with a guy called Jules who works there. And his mum came to the show yesterday with a bunch of her friends. And at the end of the show, not only did the wonderful crowd of Nancy give me a standing ovation, but Jules's mum... That sounds dodgy already. Jules's mum with her friends had a whole setup made for me where they spelt my name out. Well, they didn't spell... I'll just show you it on the screen. Basically, they were holding up A4 pieces of paper. They came prepared, ladies and gentlemen, with a whole thing which said Bisous by Paul. Each of them holding up a thing. Now, the only fuck up was that one of the B's was upside down in there, but the rest of them were holding it. Bisous by Paul. It was amazing. What a fun show. No one knew what was going on. So, yeah, Nossi was great. It was a fun show. It wasn't top 10. It was somewhere in the middle between the top 10 and the bottom 10. It was in the middle. Nossi was great. It was a super fun show. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, Bleu Marin, so happy you were on France Inter with Charline and Guillaume. I had a feeling they would invite you on their show. Ow! We got it. France Inter, we fucking got it. Thanks to you guys sharing the videos every day. Oh, yeah. My press person was on it. My producer was on it. Everyone was on it. Which is like, come on, guys, give us a break. Give us a fucking break, mate. So yeah, Lille was amazing. Louis, thanks very much, mate. Lille was so super fun, as it always was. Again, I think I didn't appreciate it as much as I did last time because the surprise wasn't there, right? The first time I did Lille in Le Sébastopol, it was such a wave of like, whoa, shit, what is going on? This is amazing. That this time I was kind of expecting the same thing. And plus the fact that I had slept for 4 hours after my show in Brussels. I had done a whole football match in the morning in Brussels and then I was fucking knackered. So I didn't enjoy the show as much as I did last time, but it was still a super, super fun show. Look who's in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. It's Florian Beaufreton. Editing legend that edits my videos and subtitles them as well. Florian, thanks for all the work that you do. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you that the tour is coming to an end? 10 being super happy. Fucking 20, mate! Woo! Listen, the tour has been so much fun this year. It's just been a mental year. 20 countries, 109 shows. It's been intense, which works out at pretty much 2 shows, just over 2 shows a week. But some weeks I had no shows. Some weeks I had 7 shows. So it really depended on the week, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm happy it's come to an end. And that we've got 1 show left at Le Zénith in January. It's been fun. It's been an experience. Overall, super positive. There were a lot of logistical issues and stuff like that kind of put a downer on some of the dates. But it was unbelievable to be able to go to all these different places and meet the French people that live in these places that come to see the show. It was great. I mean, highlights of the tour. Should we do... since the tour's finished, maybe... Should I do a top 5? A top 5, bottom 5. I don't know if I... Right, top 5. Top 1, Montreal. Without a doubt, this is a photo that's still on my desk from the show in Montreal, which Florian was at. That was the best show of the year, by far. Well, not by far, but pretty good. Show number 2, the best show, Strasbourg. Show number 3, Melbourne, Australia, 900 people. Pow! Show number 4, whoo! That's going to be like a joint 4 between like Lille, Lyon. What was the other show that was really good recently? Toulouse and Bordeaux, I think, are all in 4th place together. Marseille was good. Dijon was amazing. What else? Sydney was incredible. Oh, there's too many. London. Shepherd's Bush Empire. There's too many now. Let's just do top 3. So, Montreal, Strasbourg, and what did I say? Melbourne. Bottom 3. Of course, Luxembourg was in there. Adam Crosby's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Adam Crosby and the name of this show, this podcast, it's called Fuck the Wall. If you've been watching this podcast since the beginning, you know it's because me and Adam have a thing where before I go on stage, he says fuck the wall instead of break a leg. It's a good luck thing. And then when I get off stage, he is usually having air sex with something. Last week in Lille, when I got off stage, let me show you a photo of what Adam was doing as I got off stage in Lille. He was up the scaffolding behind the stage, air humping the scaffolding. That's Adam Crosby, ladies and gentlemen, with some good technique there. And every time he surprises me, for the last show, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot show you the photo that I have on my phone. I get off stage yesterday in Nancy for the final tour show. He's not backstage. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I guess he must be with Manu, my light and sound guy, and Julien, who's my sound guy. He must be with them, whatever. So I get upstairs to my dressing room, and I'm talking to myself. I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot to take a photo because I wanted to take a photo with the guys on stage, all of us together, for the final show. So I'm talking to myself, and all of a sudden, in the other dressing room next to mine, I hear, Paul. I'm like, oh, shit, you're here. And I go around, and Adam Crosby is full on naked on the fucking sofa, humping the sofa with like stuff to cover. It was the funniest fucking thing ever. Just for that reason, Nancy has to be top 3 of the shows. Jesus. So yeah, Luxembourg was a great show. There's good shows. The bottom 3, I'm going to go with Faro as number 1 of the bottom, right? So the shittest show of the year was Faro in Portugal. The second shittest show, I want to say Vancouver show number 2. I'm going to say Vancouver show. Well, no. I'm going to say Edmonton in Canada. I don't know. It's a tie between Vancouver and Edmonton just because the room was half empty. But in Vancouver, the audience kind of were with me a little bit. In Edmonton, there wasn't any feedback. They weren't laughing. It just wasn't. I don't know. They enjoyed it interior, but there was no, because the room was half full, to be honest. And I think topping that list or bottoming that list is Tignes, up in the ski resort Tignes that we did earlier on this year. Oh, God, it was difficult. Again, the audience, I think, really enjoyed it because I saw some of them in the bar after the show. And they were like, that was great. I'm like, really? Jesus. It didn't feel great because no one was laughing because I think everyone was just scared of judging each other. So, there's my top 3 and bottom 3. Now, we still haven't done Le Zénith, which I'm hoping is top 1. If not, then why do I even do this job? Ranking the shows is quite embarrassing for the bottom ones, isn't it? It is, but not really, because it's not the fault of the audience. It's how I felt on stage, right? So this is purely subjective from my point of view. Faro, I've talked about it before on this show. It wasn't great. I ended up getting completely drunk for the first time in a year. Haven't been drunk since. And yeah, it was just it was horrific for me on stage. I think the audience actually enjoyed the show, and it wasn't their fault. It's never the audience's fault, really, because if the audience are not laughing, it's not their fault. It's the conditions that we're in that don't allow for the laughter, that don't put people in a good feeling that we're going to laugh. I try and do as much as possible before the show. I put on a playlist of songs that get people in a good mood. Wannabe by the Spice Girls, Robbie Williams, Angels, The Kooks, Amy Winehouse, Elton John. Just a bunch of great music that gets people in a good mood. We try and set up the room as best we can, lighting-wise, seating-wise, and just sometimes the magic doesn't happen for some reason. I liken it to making love, right? It feels like that where, if you're in a long-term relationship and sometimes you end up having sex or whatever, and sometimes something happens where it's just like, it's fucking amazing. Yet it's the same person, it's the same bed, but something different happens where it's fucking amazing. And then sometimes it happens and it's just like, oh God, why did we even bother? Why did we even start doing this, right? And then most of the time, it's kind of in between both. That's how I feel on stage, right? Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes the chemistry is there. Montreal, Strasbourg, Dijon, Marseille, Luxembourg, these kind of shows. I'd say out of the 109 shows, probably 10% were unbelievable, 10% were rough, and the 80% in the middle were great. They were in the middle and it was fantastic. It's interesting. Vincent Robert says, Sir Elton John. All right, mate. Calm it down. Do you know what I mean? What? Oh, Blue Marin, what are your favorite comedians in every country you've ever been? I don't know every country that I've ever been. Let's do this tour, right? We started this show in Bangkok. I don't know any comedians in Bangkok. Then we went to Singapore. My favorite comedian from Singapore, it's the only one I know, I think it's Ronnie Cheng. Is he Singaporean? I might be just being racist now. Ronnie Cheng from The Daily Show. Ronnie Cheng. Oh, he's Malaysian. Of course he's Malaysian. What a fucking idiot. Oh, Taylor's being racist again. It's close enough. That's like saying the best favorite French comedian, isn't it? Jose Garcia? No, he's Spanish, dickhead. Singapore. So I don't know. Do I know anyone in Singapore? No. Australia. My favorite Australian comedian. I've got a couple. Carl Barron is one of them. Adam Hills, Jim Jeffries. From Australia. Then where do we go? New York. Americans. Whoo, that's difficult. Current favorite, Mike Birbiglia, Bill Burr, Ali Wong. Then we went to Île Maurice. I don't know any Mauritian comedians. Then we went to the UK. All right, UK. It's got to be Michael McIntyre, surely. Lee Evans. Michael McIntyre, Lee Evans, and let's go with... Who's one? Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr. Yes, of course. Ricky Gervais as well. There's too many in the UK. Then we went to Ireland. Republic of Ireland. Jimone or Dara Breen or... I forget her name. Fuck, I've forgotten her name. She's on Live at the Apollo. Shit. Then where did we go? After the UK, we went to an island. We went to Amsterdam. Favorite Dutch comedian? Zuva, because he's the only one I know. He opened for me. Do I know any Dutch comedians? Any other Dutch comedians? I think that's it. But he's not even Dutch. Or maybe he is. He's half Dutch. He is half Dutch. And half... I'm going to be racist again. Zimbabwe? Zuva, Martins. Yes, it is. It is Zimbabwe. Good. All right. I was only racist once. Then what do we do? Why is Siri getting activated? Shut up. What else? Who else? Amsterdam, Vienna. I don't know any Vienna comedians, any Austrian comedians. Then we went to Budapest. I don't know any Hungarian comedians. Then German comedians. What's his name in the UK? Henning Venn. Is that how you would pronounce that name? Henning Ven? The German comedian. Very funny. Aisling B, thanks very much for the Irish comedian. Aisling B, yes, absolutely. That was it. Fucking love her. We did Germany. What was the countries after that? Was it Spain? I think we did Spain. My favorite Spanish comedian. I've forgotten his name. He was in my documentary series, Stereo Trip. I've forgotten his name. I've got no idea. Portugal, no idea. I don't know any Portuguese comedians. Oh, I do. I only know one who's based in Paris. He's cool. José? Of course it is. I feel like that's his name. I've gone blank. I'm being racist again. Well, I guess José Garcia, is he? It's not him though. Maybe it's not. Manuel? Oh, fuck. I'm awful. Portugal. Switzerland. Thomas Wiesel, Charles Nouveau, Marina Rollman. Friends, I love them all. Nadim Kane as well. Belgium. What did we do? We did... I was in Belgium last week. Fanny Ruet. Monaco. I don't know any Monegasque comedians. Canada. Rolly Assal. That'll do. Luxembourg. I don't know any Luxembourgeois. There you go. All right. Right. People are talking about putting up signs in the Zenit. Because you want to do the same thing. Apparently you can't do it. Adam's being like, no signs allowed at the Zenit. Who's going to stop us bringing in paper? No one. Honestly, if everyone brings in a piece of paper, you'll probably get away with it. But they're going to search your backpacks and your bags. It's high security at the Zenit. Speaking of which, Patreon, the people that follow me on Patreon, we're going to have to organize a way. I'm going to have to get a list from you of all the people that are coming to the show in the Zenit, so we can have a little get together in the Zenit with security backstage situation. People of Patreon, we'll talk about it afterwards in 30 minutes once we finish this live and we carry on. Kristen Kim, are the full episodes of Stereo Trip still available on Canal+? This is a great question. I presume so, since it was like a Canal+ original. Although it might not be. Let me have a look. Stereo Trip. They are indeed. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you have my canal, Stereo Trip, my documentary series, featuring countries like Spain, Sweden, Italy, Switzerland, England, and Germany, where I go to those countries and find if the stereotypes are true or not. You can watch that on my canal. You just type in Stereo Trip and you'll find it. Pow, there you go. Guillermo Guise in Belgium, of course. Yeah, he's another great comedian. Switzerland, Alex Kominek, of course. I mean, they're all friends, so. Sam. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Sam from Belgium gave me a box of chocolates before the show in a lovely little bag where he wrote his little message. Let me show you the bag over here. It says, can't come to Belgium without some chocolates to share, or not. Sam from Patreon, he bought us a lovely little box of Fran's artisan chocolates. To be honest though, Sam, we were in competition, or you were in competition, with the food that was in my dressing room, which was all of this. I mean, look at that. Oh, Jesus. High budget stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Taylor's tour. We have a lot in the dressing room. We've got champagne. We got cocaine. We got strippers, and we've got Twix, mini Twix. But they can't even afford proper sized Mars bars or proper sized Snickers. It's fucking the mini bars. So yeah, we did enjoy your chocolates. We did share them, of course, between me, Manu, and Adam. I think Adam's still got that whole fucking box. He never gave it back to me. But what was very cool about that box is that there was, where is it? Hold on. I'm going to show you all my photos because I got Adam naked in there. the first chocolate has a QR code on it when you open the chocolate, which is very intelligent, so that when you click it, you can go bang and you can open up the website and it takes you to their website. How intelligent is that? Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is marketing. You put a chocolate, the top one. A big shout out, by the way, in Liège to all of the students that came. There was a teacher that brought, 20 students to the show. So thank you for bringing all your students along. I don't know who this woman at the top is, just looking down. But we took a photo after the show. So shout out to those of you. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Adam, the box is gone. I don't know where. Oops, yum. So thank you, Sam. Thanks so much for bringing the chocolates to the show. It was great. Raquel, when will you start writing the next show? I don't know, Raquel. I need a fucking break to start with. So we'll see. I don't even know what the next show is going to be. Is it all in English, all in French? I don't even think there's going to be a show. I think the next goal is to write just 15 minutes of jokes in English for an English-speaking audience. That's my next goal. So I'm going to take some time off in January. Maybe in New York, maybe not, because I'm going to New York to do a show in French, to host a show in French on the 19th. So if any of you live in New York or nearby, I'm hosting a show. It's like Paul Taylor and Friends, but it's all in French. And on the lineup of that show, ladies and gentlemen, we got some great comedians on that lineup. Let me see if I can type it. If you follow the Frenchy Comedy Club on Instagram, you have the list here of people that are on the show. There's Alex Vizorek from France or Belgium, but you know he's always in France. Virginie Fortin, who's hilarious, from Quebec. We've got Cyrine Ayari. I think she's Swiss. No, she's Belgian. She's another great Belgian comedian who speaks a multitude of languages. And finally, Mike Ward. So I'm hosting that show. There's two shows, 7 and 9 p.m. on the 19th of January. So I will either stay in New York for an extra couple of days and just relax, and I might stay in a hotel and then go and watch some like amazing comedians at the Comedy Store and get inspired by what English comedy can be again. Because I don't ever watch English comedy live. It's only on fucking Netflix and YouTube, like all of you guys, right? So that might unblock something in my mind where I go, okay, I definitely want to do shows only in English. Or I might just take the time off here in Paris. Zazu says, Paul, I've noticed some people on your Instagram don't get your humor and left negative comments on your series about words like jogging, etc. Why do you think that is? I think they did not get you. Zazu, it's life. Some people like you, some people don't, right? And when you do comedy where you insult people, obviously, some people are going to find it funny and some people are not. This was the same case with What the Fuck France, right? We have the impression that everyone loved What the Fuck France. No, half of the people fucking hated it and wanted me to die or just go back to my country. But if I type into Google What the Fuck France and I just pick a random video, let's say that one here, and let's go to the comments, right? Let's have a look at some of the comments on here. Some people are enjoying it. That's great. That's fun. Great. This is my favorite. Yeah, great. Bon, depuis quand on mange une baguette en croquant? That's nice. Let's have a look. Bon, étant vendeuse en boulangerie, je suis bien d'accord avec tous ces points. Je viens de découvrir. All right, they're all right. They were actually all right. I'm proving my point. But honestly, I stopped reading the comments after video 3 because I was just getting insulted all the time. So then I think if I go right down, Pierre Cross was in it. That's true. Pierre Cross was in that video. Remember that. Well, maybe not that video, but a lot of them, people insulted me. And they were just like, look, you've missed the point. Certainly in small towns, go to blah, blah, blah. It's just like, mate, it's I'm not being serious. Do you know what I mean? It's like with the Anglicisms. I'm not actually being serious. But yeah, people just love hating, especially now online. It's so easy to just shout at someone and be like, oh, fuck off, you can't. I find it funny. Abu, classic, right? In my second show, So British or Presque, I had a whole bit about a guy who told me to go back to my paedophile island. And that was the first ever sketch that I'd ever made, right? The first ever video that I'd ever made around La Bise that came out, that was one of the comments. Go back to your paedophile island. I love it. Anne Roberts, this is a great question / feedback. I'm so impressed that there were so little spoilers while I have watched so many lives on YouTube for the past 3 or 4 years. How do you manage to find material secret to us while talking so much? This is a great question, and it's a question that bothers me quite a lot as well. Because here's the thing. When you're writing a show and you're asking people to pay for it, right, to come and see you live, I mean, it feels like the right thing to do is have most of the show be stuff that no one's heard before, right? Because otherwise, why would you come and pay money for a show that you've already seen for free online? Having said that, in France, that happens quite a lot because there's just something, there's like a disconnect between that in France where loads of comedians have had their specials available on Netflix or Amazon or Canal Plus or live on TF1, and they continue doing their tour. It's the same show and people still buy tickets to come and see them and they're not disappointed. So I don't know where that disconnect is in France. It's great for us comedians because it means that we can, we don't have to come up with new stuff all the time. But I always feel bad if a joke has come out. Like even recently, I've done a bunch of radio interviews where they've asked a question and it's allowed me to do a 1 minute bit from my show that spoils that 1 minute. And I even feel bad about that. How do I have so much material? I don't know. When I talk to you guys, there's certain stories that I don't talk about because I know that they're in the show. Okay. So I kind of want to keep it a surprise because that's what comedy is, right? Comedy. This is the thing. People are like, oh, but I like seeing, the jokes again. I appreciate it. It's like, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. It's impossible because laughter is an involuntary human reflex, right? Like crying. You don't choose to cry. It just happens. Like laughter, it's involuntary. And it stems from a surprise, something that surprises you, whether it's a punchline that you weren't expecting, whether it's a story that's just funny because there's some surprises in it. If you've already heard the story or the punchline, the second time you might enjoy it in your brain. You might still get the endorphins from the feel good, but you won't vocalize it because the involuntary reflex of laughter doesn't happen. So when we're on stage, it feels like a complete dead show. Kind of like my show in Faro. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not like music where you can appreciate it more and more the second or third time you hear it. You can maybe appreciate it more with my stuff when the subtitles are out and then you actually get the proper translation if you're learning both languages. That might be an exception. But yeah, I just certain things I choose not to tell you guys because I know they're in the show and I know that it will spoil it. But when I do a show only in French at some point, that might be a mixture of these three shows, but only in French, because I want to be able to do a show only in French at some point for my French or for a French audience that doesn't yet know me. So there might be some of the best bits of the previous shows together as like a best of, like a VF, right, for that. I hope that answers that question. That was a great question. Love that. Kristen Kim, I paid to see So British or Presque 5 times and I don't hold the record. It's crazy, right? And Kristen, me and you have had this conversation before about the fact that the very first time I think you came to see that show, I talked to you because your laugh was so infectious during the show that it interrupted the show. I'm like, oh, I should pay you to come to every show, right? And every time that you came back to the show, I never heard that laugh again until you saw the new show or a show that wasn't the same one that you've seen, because you don't laugh. The involuntary reflex doesn't happen. So it's a really interesting point. Julie VVN. En tant que personne qui n'a jamais payé d'amende dans sa vie, je te jure que c'est possible de se forcer à pleurer. Yeah, that's true. You know, first of all, you're female. Second of all, you're good looking, right? If that's what you actually look like in your little avatar. I mean, that must be amazing that if you get like a fine in the metro for not paying your ticket, and you're beautiful and you go, oh, je suis désolé, en fait, je pensais avoir acheté mon billet, mais en fait, la machine marchait pas, elle avait pris ma carte, mais j'ai pas eu de reçu. Then obviously, the fucking guy's going to be like, all right, don't worry about it. I've tried that, doesn't work for me. Oh, Jesus. You can force yourself to cry. You can also force yourself to laugh. Like if I just fake laugh now, right? But the actual one, you know. Oh. When you were living in Montreal and working for Apple, did you ever consider going to the humor school, to the comedy school? One, no, because I wasn't interested in doing comedy at that time. I was too young. I was only 21. And I really only got into comedy when I was 22. Number two, I don't like these comedy schools. I don't believe in a comedy school. For me, it's one of those jobs that you learn on while you're doing it. Of course, you can learn the theory of how to write a joke and the theory of how to be funny. But unless you get on stage and you actually do it in front of a real audience, and you do that 1,000 times, you're never going to get better. And I think I see the people that come out of the comedy school and they all sound very similar. They've got a similar style because they end up copying each other, but subconsciously in their styles, in the way they speak, in their vocabulary. I'm not a fan. Not just because it's my job, that I don't want people to learn how to do my job. I think you can learn certain things. You can learn like how to hold a microphone properly so that your voice sounds okay. You can learn how to walk left and right on stage, but you can't learn stand-up. You can't. You just have to do it. It's like learning to drive a car. You can learn the theory of how to drive a car, what it's like when you put the clutch down and you change gears. But until you actually get in the car and you actually do it, I don't know. Although, having said that, the school is great for having you go on stage and they give you feedback and all this kind of stuff. And they teach you how to improve the joke potentially. I just feel like you do that with the audience naturally. Like you go out, you do a gig, and if it's shit and no one's laughing, if you're really interested in the art of doing stand-up, you then go home, you listen to yourself and you go, fuck, why didn't that joke work? Is it because I said this word? Is it because I had this intonation? Is it because I closed my eyes at this point? Is it because what is it that didn't? And then the next night you go out, even the next show, it can be a show at 7 p.m. You go out, you do 10 minutes. It doesn't work. Then at the 8 p.m. show, you do the same 10 minutes in a slightly different way. And you go, oh, that was the thing. I feel like that it's stuff that comes naturally. And listen, no famous comedian has ever done a comedy school, right? If you list the top 10 comedians in the world, none of them have done comedy school. They've just done it for 40 years, and that's how you get better. That's my opinion. I don't know the details of these schools to be able, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you know what I mean? You should do a little skit in front of my lycée. That would get those 500 tickets left sold in no time. No, Raquel, I'm not doing a random skit outside a lycée. That is always bad news, okay? Never works. It never actually happens. Soulind. Yeah, you have to do the fail and retry process in order to get better at something. Yeah, I think you do. But I think, again, the kind of comedy schools, they help you with that. I think you probably advance a bit quicker. You get to where you think you want to be quicker than you would if you were just doing it on your own. But then when you get to that level, you go, actually, this isn't where I wanted to be. And I'm not myself on stage. I've got this weird voice. I don't know. Prove me otherwise. I want to see it. I mean, maybe if I went to the school or a comedy school and I sat down, I'd be like, oh, actually, this is pretty good information. I tell you what would be better information. Better information for a comedy school would be how to deal with the business of comedy rather than the art of comedy. The art of comedy, I don't think you can learn. You're either funny on stage in real life or not. It is what it is, right? But navigating the business of it, that's where we could do with some help. Michel Luna, Roman Fressinet went to comedy school in Quebec. He did. I don't know that's why he's as funny as he is, though. I think he would have always ended up being as funny as he is had he not gone to that school. That's my theory, because he's fucking hilarious. But I think it would have been, it might have sped up the process. Are there any bad translations this week? Patrick Schnully. We didn't even talk about the bad translations, did we? There are, I presume so. Let me just check in my inbox to see if there's any terrible translations. I think we have a few. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, we got a few. Let's do some terrible translations, shall we? Those of you who are new to the live, then welcome, first of all. Second of all, if you find a terrible translation out in the street somewhere, or wherever you are, you can send it to me. Terrible translations, ftw@gmail.com. FTW being the name of the podcast. Terrible translations, ftw@gmail. And this week, we have a bunch. So let's go through them in reverse order, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with Gaël Gallon. Not a terrible translation, but an English test, priceless answer. Okay, I know it's not mistranslated. However, this is the best English test I ever saw. Le but de l'exercice étant de séparer la suite des lettres pour former une phrase compréhensible correspondant à l'image. C'est sûr que la partie correspondant à l'image qu'il a perdue. What? Okay, let me have a look at this thing. Okay, right, so let me re-say that in English. The goal of the exercise is to separate the letters up to create a sentence that is comprehensible, depending on what the image that is shown is. It's part of an English test. Right, so this person has cut up the sentence into the penis on the book. That was Adam Crosby. Oh, last night after the show in Nancy, his penis was on the book on the sofa. So you're supposed to split that up, and I guess the answer is supposed to be the pen is on the book. The pen is on the book, and he's gone, the penis is on the book. And the picture next to it is effectivement, is in fact a pen on a book. And this kid, that's exactly like something that I would do. Because, you know, childish. Good work, Gaël. Thanks for that. Right, Carole Dussault. T-shirt of truth. Hello, Paul. I found this in a French store. Okay, let's have a look. On the label of this T-shirt, it says Men Achit. Men Achit. S051. That, I guess that's the code of the shirt. Men Achit. Men Achit. What's that even supposed to be? Men A shirt? Oh, God. What did she say it was going to be? Found this. Oh, just the T-shirt of truth. Menashit. I don't know if I get if that's supposed to be a joke. Menashit. Oh, God. Awful. Oh, wrong button. Come back the phone. There it is. Okay. Judith Martin. Terrible Italians. Hi, Paul. I took these pictures during a trip to Venice. I'm pretty sure bibit is slang for penis. Okay. A friend of mine told me that en cas d'émergence doesn't mean anything either. Terrible Italians. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, first thing is a menu. So the Italian for drinks is bibite. In Spanish, it would be bebidas. In Icelandic, apparently, is drink. Why have they got Icelandic as the flag for English? Oh, Jesus Christ. How many errors have we got in this? Bibite or bibite, I don't know where the stress is on that word for drinks. Right, in English, drinks. Natural sparkling water, Coca-Cola, Fanta Sprite, iced tea, fruit juice, Spremuta. What in the fuck is Spremuta? Spremuta. Birra is also apparently English for beer. Spritz, Prosecco, Vino Bianco Rosso. They didn't bother translating that. White wine, red wine. Cocktail, Negroni, Americano, Gin Tonic, Licori. I mean, they just gave up, didn't they? Oh, God. And in French, bibite means little penis. Effectivement, au naturel, pétillante. Pétillante, the accent is the wrong way around. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, thé glacé. That looks all right. Jus de fruits. I don't know what spremuta is. Birra, spritz. The last part of the menu, they can't be fucked, can they? Agua mineral, natural con gas. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite. Té frío. Okay. Jugos de fruto. It's not jugos, it's zumos. Jugos is Portuguese. Spremuta. I still don't know what spremuta was. Birra, again. Cerveza. Una cerveza, por favor. Hombre, lo que pasa. Yeah. I mean, good work, Italy. The price is different because that would be even funnier if for like Italian it was cheaper. And then for the rest of the countries, it's more expensive. No, I think it's about the same, isn't it? Yeah. Somebody tell me what fucking spremuta is. I'll look it up while we're here. Spremuta. Oh, it's orange juice. Is it? Spremuta d'arancia. Spremuta. That's interesting. Because that's nothing like juice or sumo or jugo. Interesting. Bit of right. Very good. Oh, hold on, wait, there's another one in there. In caso d'emergenza, tirare il cordoncino. In case of emergency, pull the cord. That makes sense. Und in German, I'm not voll an der Schnur sehen. I don't know how to do German. En cas d'émergence. Ah ouais, ok. Tirer le cordonnet. And alarm is spelt with 2 L's. Good work, Italy! Well done. En cas d'urgence. I was getting confused in my own fucking... jugo apparently is juice in Latin American Spanish. Is it? Nice work. All right. Yeah, but it's not Portuguese at all, is it? Ah, there you go. Me learning Spanish during this live. Love it. Right, what else have we got in terms of terrible translations? Jeffrey. Oh, Sebastian, first of all. Menu. Hi, Paul. Really enjoy your podcast. Thanks, mate. Especially the terrible translations part, and always wanted to contribute. Excuse me. Now, or should I say friends of mine, finally found a terrible translation on their holidays in France this summer. They desperately tried to translate a French menu to English and look at the result. This time, not a human is to blame, but Google Translator. It's terrific, even without the French original. Unfortunately, I missed your shows in Switzerland, but I'm looking forward to see you at your next tour. Keep up the good work. Sebastian, thanks very much, mate. Right, let's have a look. What on the fuck is going on here? I'm trying to... All right, so he's using Google Translate, the Google Lens, to camera translate the thing. And what have we got in here? Let me zoom in a little bit. Gardi ocule, assaulted leftovers. Where's the original, though? Soft chocolate, chestnut, hazel, chip, burnt rime with rosemary, he's cake with homemade lost lock, passion. What in the hell is going on? I don't understand what's going on here. It's too complicated. Oh, because you don't see the French underneath. It's too complicated. Plate of cheese and half salted butter. Plateau de fromage et demi-sel. Oh, I didn't realize how bad Google Translate was. What do you call it? The lens. Is it called Google Lens? What's it called? Oh, it might not even be good. It is, because I can see the logo there. Wow. That is shocking. Might as well not exist, right? Ah, good work, Sebastian. Thanks for that. Who else have we got? Jeffrey. Every happy. Hi, Paul. Our 9-month-old daughter got this pants as a birthday gift. These pants, plural. Maybe from Carrefour or something like that. It doesn't make sense for us. You should try with your Borat accent. Should work well. By the way, thanks for all your daily content. Cheers. Jeffrey. Let's have a look what it says. With you, every happy. Oh my God, this is on a baby's legging. Trousers. I with you, every happy. Yes, that does work in a Borat accent. I with you, very happy. No, I with you, every happy. I like. Wow. Oh, God. That is the cutest baby hand, though. Fuck, I miss my daughter's little baby hands like that. Good work, Jeffrey. Every happy. France Marcoux, c'est pas loin, mais c'est pas ça. Phrase from my stand-up show. If you haven't seen it, come and see Le Zénith. It's the last ever show. 6th of January, 2024. 470 tickets left. Hi, Paul. Great show in Liège last Thursday. Voici une traduction qui n'est pas vraiment drôle, mais qui donne envie de dire c'est pas loin, mais c'est pas ça. Bonne journée, France de Belgique. That's hilarious. Your name is France and you live in Belgium. Right, let's have a look. Let's go to what is this? Toile de paillage anti-mauvaise herbe. Okay, something to do with weeds, a weed grower. Okay, so in French, découpable est simple à installer. So it's cuttable and it's resistant. It's easy to install. Resistant to like bad weather. It's robust and it's. I mean, even in French, it doesn't make sense. Résistance aux intempéries, robuste et anti-déchirure. It feels like there's a word missing between robuste et anti-déchirure. Anyway, it's anti-rippable. It doesn't rip. Let's go in English. Decoupleable and easy to install. Weather resistant, robust and anti-tear. Why have you underlined weather resistant? That seems like it's okay. No? Or am I missing something? I don't know. And then the next little line, il est conseillé de recouvrir la toile de gravier afin de faciliter son positionnement et stabiliser le sol. Il est conseillé, it's suggested, that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. We suggest to cover the canvas in gravel to facilitate its positionment. No, to help its positioning and stabilize the ground. What does it say in English? It is advisable to cover the clothes of gravels to facilitate its positioning and stabilize the ground. And that was almost exactly what I just said. The clothes, where la toile, they're going toile as clothes. Yeah, it's not too bad. They've tried, but this is the thing with something like this. It's so specific. The vocabulary is so specific that you got to know it. Do you know what I mean? I know this shit now because I have a garden, right? I didn't even know what toile meant, gravier. I had no idea. What was de pavé, gros caillou. I knew what caillou was. Gravier. Do you know what I mean? Like this stuff is just like, what the hell is, what does all of this stuff mean? So anyway, they've tried it. C'est pas loin, comme tu dis, mais c'est pas ça. It's almost there. It's almost right, but not quite. This is an interesting name. Jolly Rothelsberger. Do you want a limonade? Hello, Bellend. I've not heard that in a while. Je suis suisse et voilà ce que j'ai trouvé aujourd'hui à Ikea, côté suisse-allemand. Cette fois, ce n'est pas l'anglais qui a été détruit. I guess it must be the French. Greetings. All right, let's go. Choisisse ton boisson. Wow, Jesus. Choisisse ton boisson. So choose your drink. It should be choisi, right? I don't know if choisi has an S on the end or just it's I. Choisis ton boisson. It's ta boisson. And also, I'm trying to think of a nicer way of saying boisson. Because in Québécois, you can say breuvage. Choisis ton breuvage, calice, tabarnak, esti. C'est quoi ta calice de breuvage? Lemonade. Nordic fruit water. Limonade. Limondade. Limondade fruitée. Et autres boissons froides aromatisées. Recharge gratuite. Okay. Limondade. I mean, you think IKEA. Come on, IKEA. Surely you sell this Nordic fruit water in France as well. And surely it's been translated in a French IKEA. I don't understand. Choisi is with an S, according to everyone. Oh, dude. All right. Have we got any more? Have we got any more? Have we got any more? Night, what time is it? Oh, it's almost time. Fabien Auchecorne. What a great name. Hi, Paul. Thanks for your English podcast and all your content. I don't know if it makes me talk a better English, but at least it gives me a big smile each time. Clearly, it doesn't make you talk better English because it's not talk a better English. It's just talk better English. I'm only joking. Listen, I'm here to improve your English. I'm here to help you with learning. It gives me a big smile each time. Well, thank you, Fabien. I appreciate it. My aunt's printer wanted to appear in your terrible translation with its test page. Coming from such a big company, it surprises me. Hope you'll enjoy your Christmas holiday. Thank you. You too, my friend. Right, let's go the printer test page with Fabien's aunt. Aunt. Fucking hell, how do you say aunt? My aunt. Okay. For better print quality, place this page on the glass and then press a copy button. Oof, that's not great English, is it? Pour une mieux impression, oh my God. Pour une mieux impression, posez la page sur la vitre et appuyez sur un bouton de copie. What language was this originally in? Both of those. Para mayor calidad de impresión, coloque esta página sobre el cristal y pulse el botón copiar. Maybe the original was in Spanish. Para mayor calidad de impresión, ponga esta página... I can't do Portuguese. Per una qualità migliore, posizionare questa pagina sul vetro. I can't. I imitate Italians and it sounds good, right? Yeah, for better print quality, that works. Place this page on the glass, that works. And then press a copy button. It would be press the copy button, unless there's multiple copy buttons on the printer. I don't think so. So I don't know what language that was in original. I mean, it might be in one of the 5 other languages, whether it's Japanese or Mandarin, or maybe in German. Für höhere Qualität. This is... Right, I'll stop being racist. Oh, God. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, I think there was one more, but I think it was sent during a live, in which case we'll do it next week. It was Uncharted Games. Yeah. Uncharted. We'll get to your terrible translation next week. I'm almost finished my beer, which means it's almost time for the end of the live. But before we go, I need to say thank you to... and forgive me because I've forgotten your name, from Liège, that came to the show, who gave me some ginger beer, local ginger beer from Liège. I've forgotten your name. Let me know if you're in the comments right now. And I'll give you a shout out because I can't remember your name for this ginger beer. But I'm going to drink it for the next hour with my Patreon members, ladies and gentlemen. Because this live, I do it 1 hour for free for everyone. And then afterwards, if you join my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Paul Taylor, you get access to exclusive content. Not only an hour every day, but just other stuff. Today, if you join Patreon, I will show you some of the first images, unedited, uncolored, just everything from the filming in Brussels that we did last week. Last week? This week? No, it was last week. It was on Friday. It feels like it was 2 days ago. Just to see, we'll go through it together a little bit and see if it looks good or not. Because I have not seen any of the images apart from the intro, which I saw. So we'll do that on Patreon right now. Who Is he on the live? Is he on the live? Didn't realize time. Hello, Paul. Are you good? Hello, Red Becky. All right, mate. He's just joined the live. Good work. Oh, it was me for the ginger beer, Joshua. Thanks so much, mate. Appreciate it. I tell you what, I'm going to open it now and drink it to let you know if it's good or not. Because in case you're not on Patreon, I don't know if you're a member of Patreon or not, Joshua. Let's have a wee drink, shall we? Cheers, Joshua. Thanks so much. I had to carry this all the way back from Belgium in my bag that had no room, just so you know. That is delicious. Oh, that's like a proper ginger beer with like proper ginger. Root juice, handmade with good vibes from Africa. Oh, that's why it's delicious. Good work. Thank you so much, my friend. And that's a proper amount of ginger as well. Just hits you right there in the throat, which I need because I have a sore throat. How long we? An hour and 8 minutes. All right. Well, great. That's it. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining this live. Special live next Monday, Christmas Day. If you're on your own at Christmas, I will be here for you. I cannot guarantee whether my mum will be a part of the live or not. If she's up for it, she will be part of the live. She might need some convincing. I think it would be great to be part of the main live next week. Next week we'll just do the main live. We won't do a Patreon only afterwards because it's Christmas Day. I've got to see my wife at some point, right? And my daughter. So I'll see you next Monday for Christmas Day, and we'll find out whether we're completely sold out at Le Zénith or not. And between now and then, well, enjoy your réveillon. Normally I say between now and then, I'll see you at this show. I've got no shows until the end, until the Zénith, basically. But I do have a bunch of interviews tomorrow. So listen, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on Christmas Day. Have a great réveillon, the French people that celebrate the 24th, and anyone else that celebrates the 24th with your family. And Patreon, I'll see you in a couple of minutes for the after party, the Fuck the Wall Harder, where we get to look through some of the footage from Brussels. That's it for now. Thanks so much. Bisous, bye.